Yo, what's up guys, it's X-Rays. Welcome back to a Battlefield 4 video. In today's video we're going to be talking about some of the changes that are going to be made from the beta from Battlefield 4. EA was able to grab all the feedback that they got from the Battlefield 4 beta, and they're going to be making some changes to improve the game, which is good. It's one of the awesome things about there being a beta. Before we jump into the changes, I really quickly want to mention, if you guys are new and have not already subscribed to my channel, feel free to do so. I'm on my way to 30,000 subscribers. Any help you guys can give me would be much appreciated. I'm going to have a ton of Battlefield 4 content once it releases on October 29th. Now with that being said, let's jump straight into the topic. So I'm going to talk about some of the changes they're going to have. Some of them I'm just going to mention, some of the issues that were addressed. Some of them are going to go a little bit more into depth. So we'll see all about that, but let's jump straight into it. So the first thing that they're going to talk about, that they're going to be working on, is the low frame rate that people were experiencing, the stuttering when they were playing on PC. This was an issue that was going on a lot for some people who had decent PCs, but we're still getting really low frame rates. We're having a lot of drop in frame rates, and I'm assuming it's also going to transition over to Xbox 360 and PS4 and PS3, since a lot of people were having issues on that as well. We'll see what happens with that. It was still a beta, so we're luckily still going to be getting improvements and changes to the frame rate issues and the stuttering and stuff like that. The next issue was something that was really common on PC. It was getting stuck on the loading screen. A lot of people were having this issue. I myself had this issue when I was trying to play it. So they're going to be working to get that fixed as well. They got a lot of patches. They had one patch that went up that helped a little bit, and then they're saying that they're working on it as much as they can right now. They're putting as much manpower as they can into it to getting rid of this issue by the time that the game launches. One of the other issues that people were having was a high CPU usage. So they were playing the game and they noticed that their CPU would skyrocket. So they're also working on that. They're going to address that problem, and hopefully by launch you're going to be able to make it so if you're playing on PC, your CPU usage doesn't just skyrocket when you're playing the game. Alright, so one of the changes they're going to do from the beta, and I think a lot of people who play Battlefield on the Xbox and on the PS3, they made it really vocal, was the fact that they changed the way that the layout was on the controller. It was more Call of Duty-esque style playing, and a lot of people didn't like that. So they actually are going to be changing the way that the layout is going to be. They said there's going to be multiple alternatives that you're going to be able to use, including a Battlefield 3 style one, where you can go to the menu, you change it to Legacy layout, and it's going to be similar to Battlefield 3. So any of you guys that play Battlefield 3 on Xbox 360 or PS3, you're going to be able to transition over rather easily by switching over to this Legacy style controller stick layout. Alright, so the next one they addressed was the empty server listings. This one happened a lot on Xbox 360 and PS3. I had this issue a lot. I think a lot of people experienced it as well, where they would try to go and browse the servers and nothing would pop up, and they would actually have to go through the filters to set everything up. And then when they tried to go to quick match, it wouldn't connect them to anything. So that issue is going to be addressed by launch. You guys are not going to have any problem with that. The next one that they had was actually a pretty funny one. The elevator glitch that would catapult you up into the sky, that's going to get patched. They have some gameplay balancing now that I'm going to talk about really quickly. There's, not a lot of huge changes, but we're going to talk about them really quickly. So, one of the issues that they fixed was the fact that if you were shooting someone and you got shot while you were shooting, sometimes the sound would just cut off and you wouldn't have anything and you wouldn't know if you were shooting. I know this tripped me up a lot when I was trying to shoot someone and I didn't know what was going on because my audio would just completely cut off when I was shooting someone. That's an issue that's going to be fixed. Another thing that they talked about is the rate of fire of the AK-12. A lot of people were using it in burst, which is what I was using as well, and they found out that it was too overpowered. A lot of people were using it like that. So what they're going to do to try to balance this out is that when you try to burst fire the AK-12, it's actually going to drop from 1,000 rounds per minute down to 750. So if you decide to go full auto, it's still the same weapon, but if you try to burst fire someone, it's going to take you just a little bit because the rate of fire is going to be tweaked just a little bit. They tweaked the compensator and the muzzle brakes that it's properly less accurate in sustained automatic fire, so you were getting a lot of people who were using it but they were still pretty accurate. So they're going to try to balance that out and make sure that it's a little less accurate when you have it, when you're going full auto completely for a duration of time. Alright, so they reduced and they rebalanced the full auto accuracy based on how much the weapon fires. So if your weapon is a low rate of fire weapon, it's going to be more accurate. If it's a high rate of fire weapon, it's going to have, it's going to be less accurate. It's going to be more kick. So they're going back and they're going to try to fix that. They increased the default throw distance of the portable ammo and med pack, so you're going to be able to toss them a lot further now than you were in the beta. A lot of people were having issues with this where you were tossing and it wouldn't really go anywhere, but now they're going to be able to do it. You're going to be able to toss it a lot further. This next one is actually, I think, a pretty big one. A lot of people were complaining about this one. Was the portable ammo packs. You could only really toss it down and one person would have it, and you would, sometimes be worried you were out of ammo and, a teammate would walk over it by accident, or maybe they were doing it on purpose, and then they would take the ammo that you needed for yourself. So what they're going to do now is the ammo packs are going to be able to reload 2 magazines of bullets instantly. So you're going to be able to reload magazines 2 people at the same time instantly, and you can have up to a total of 4 magazines per pack over time. So if you toss it down, you grab your 2, some other 2 people can show up, they'll be able to use it. You are not going to be able to get more ammo for grenades, for RPGs, and other explosives, which is a good thing. A lot of people, you know, just stay up there and they start shooting down RPGs and start shooting down grenades and noob tubes and everything, and it gets really annoying when they stay up on the roof, especially in domination. So we're going to see that as well getting fixed. They fixed some issues with the knife stab that wouldn't line up with the kill event, so sometimes the knifing would be a little off sync. They're going to fix that. And then the last big thing is that the revive time is going to be actually increased from 7 seconds to 10 seconds. So it's going to take a little bit longer to revive someone. I think that's okay. You know, sometimes people get revived just a little bit too quick, although you don't really see that in domination, but we'll see what happens with that. But that's about it. There's some changes to the vehicle stuff. I don't really want to go in depth with that kind of stuff. If you guys want to check it out, I'm going to link them down below the article to all of the changes. You can check it out. It's going to be from Bravo Intel. Definitely go over there and check them out. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. These were some of the big changes. I'm happy they addressed some of these issues, and I'm looking forward to Battlefield 4 coming out October 29th. If you guys have not already pre-ordered, do so. It's going to be an awesome game. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to slap a like and a favorite. It helps the video get out there for other people to check out some of these changes. And of course, if you guys are new and have not already subscribed to my channel, feel free to do so. I'm on my way to 30,000 subscribers, so any help you guys can give me would be much appreciated. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. I'm X-Rays. I'm out. Peace.